it is my pleasure to hand over to you formally and officially as the acting chairman of INEC. Thank
you. Well, I believe it's a cheering news because Mahmood does not leave a very sweet taste in the mouth of many politicians,
including yourself,
wrongly or rightly. Because he let us down, especially in the last election. He raised our hopes so high that at last we've gotten our electoral system in a manner that we can trust the results. But at the critical time, he dropped the ball. Whether it was accidental or coincidental or deliberate, history will judge that, but he left a bitter taste in our mouths.
Especially for the opposition.
Yeah, I mean, if every Nigerian, because we should get to a stage now where we shouldn't be disputing the legitimacy of our president. When a man wins, or even governor, when you win election, yes, there may be issue of people who still contesting, but largely we should say this is the man that won the election. The country knows when Abiola won the election, it was not announced. The result was announced, but people knew Abiola won. Even all the denials were made at the time, but eventually government admitted that Abiola won the election. People were sent to jail. People were for daring to say, "Are you INEC?" So people know when the right things are done. Mahmood let us down. So I'm happy he's finished his term. He should just go and take his rest.
So how much of an opportunity is it now for Nigeria to again bring elections back to the right path of rectitude?
For me, there could have never been a better time. I think that what is calling on us today in this country is actually to retrace our steps. With what is going on in the reform side of government, economic reforms, I think that reform should run through every gamut of activity.
Economics, politics, social.
That courage of working.
That's a very good point.
That boldness, that courage of working against the wrong and doing something different, break from the past. That's what the president has shown.
And what is perceived to be right.
Yes,
right.
That's so. I think this is the time for him to be selfless and say, guys, I've heard you. Everybody's saying the president shouldn't just pick somebody he likes or somebody that will be beholden to him. Let's look for an opportunity to get an independent person and give him opportunity to run an election. I think this is the opportunity. If we miss it again, it might be long in coming.
2019 general election to 2023 general election were all approved for him. He collected all those money and ended up in giving us election that is marred with fraud and irregularity. 2023 election is the worst of its kind. You came out, you come up with a policy, and you conducted election, especially that of a presidential election. The same ballot, box, the same polling booths, you transmitted the result of that of Federal House of Rep and that of Senate electronically. Reaching that of the president, you said that there was a hitch. And people challenged, you still went ahead to declare the result and ask the Nigerians to go to court, knowing what will be the outcome of that incident in court. So he has left a very big negative legacy for himself, because I know that the president has already awarded him with an honorary award, because the president is also one of the major beneficiaries of that election irregularity. So if it's a very sane society, as he is leaving the office, this anti-graft agency should step in to get him arrested so that he will not run away and leave the shore of this country. Of course, there is no way he will leave the shore of this country. Run into which country? So he has left a very bad legacy for INEC, and it required a very big electoral reform and somebody with conscience that will come to right the wrong. Because the younger ones who are coming have seen Nigerian election as cash and carry. If you can manipulate it, you are there. So, and you have seen what is also going on in National Assembly, how they are fighting among themselves, and nobody is talking about electoral reform. Upon all the whole protests, upon all the whole recommendations, upon all the whole memo sent to them, please reform this so that we'll have a credible election in 2027. But they are the beneficiary of that fraud, and they want that fraud to continue. So when you are talking about legacy, the Professor Mahmood Yakubu deserved the worst, the best award for the worst electoral umpire in the whole world. That is my assessment, and I believe that will be the assessment of the majority of true Nigerians. He worked with the politicians, the power that be, as against the Nigerian people, and that's why during his own time, you discover that somebody somebody that never participated in a primary becomes a candidate of a political party. In his own time, we discovered a lot of irregularities. I don't know where to start. So the point I am making generally is that Professor Mahmood Yakubu has failed this country. He has brought in a very bad president. But the person that is coming, because the person that is coming may be worse than him, because why I'm saying that the person may be worse than him is that unless we amend this electoral act and correct all those irregularities that we have seen, because judiciary also assisted him in that irregularity, where they say that a policy made by an institution is no longer part of the law, because you made a policy, and it was based on that your policy that people risk their life from Asia, America, UK to Nigeria to come and register. After registering, they went back. During the election, they came back to register, only for you to tell them that their votes was not captured in IRF because of the technical hitch. So I don't know how to describe him. In fact, I don't even know how Professor Yakubu will go to bed and sleep with his two eyes closed, considering what is happening in this country. Go to Abia State. You see what is happening in Abia State because of the decision of a woman. The decision, one decision, see the kind of development that is going on in Abia State. Because when somebody, I think one governor told the commissioners, you know that nobody voted me here. You know how I managed to get into this office. So nobody should even try to direct me, which is true. Nobody voted him. Everybody knows how he entered into that office. So free and fair election is the key. If you're talking about insecurity, it anchors on free and fair election. If you're talking about inflation, if you're talking about whatever thing that is going on in the society, it's anchored on free and fair election. So when you now allow an expired criminal to enter into National Assembly, or you give him the helm of affairs of a state where he will be controlling allocations coming to the state and various local governments, what do you expect to? You cannot give what you don't have. So the point I'm making is that he has destroyed, he contributed and destroyed the economy of this country. That is the naked truth. He contributed in giving a very bad image to this country. So, and I believe, I don't know how the president is going to appoint somebody that will not do his bidding. That's why we are also calling that the appointment of the INEC Chairman should be removed from the office of the president. So are you saying that the president, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, will go and appoint somebody that will not work with him in 2027? We need to wake up from our dream. So the Mahmood Yakubu has led the president, and to worsen it, most of the decisions he took has been received judicial backing. Because I think that the judiciary took a decision and they right some wrongs, nullify some elections, remove technicality. I don't think that they will have the guts to rig election and ask us to go to court, because it has been happening. Remember that during Morisiwu, the time Morisiwu was the INEC chairman in Anambra election, during that time of Anduba, people were still queuing online. Morisiwu announced result and declared Anduba winner, and said that America should come to Nigeria and learn how to conduct election. These are the things that we are seeing, for goodness sake. So he has left and allow his conscience to judge him whether what he did for that 2019 general election and the one he did in 2023 general election, whether he announced those results in line with the mandate of the masses of this country.